high drama in Rajasthan as BJP Yuva Morcha National President Tejasvi Surya, along with other leaders of the state BJP, headed to violence-hit Karauli. 11 days after a Hindu New Year procession was attacked there, accompanied by several supporters, they were stopped at the Dausa border itself and detained. Reacting to the step taken by the police, the BJP said that this is a dictatorial government which, like Aurangzeb, is snatching away their rights and is silencing those who are seeking justice.
We had only heard of the jungle Raj of Lalu Prasad, but today I got to witness the jungle Raj of Ashok Gehlot in Rajasthan. The way young boys in their 20s and 30s have suffered severe head injuries, multiple bone fractures, and are bedridden in ICUs fighting for life is a result of these appeasement and vote bank politics of Ashok Gehlot. Today the Yuva Morcha is going to Karauli. We have given a call, Chalo Karauli. We are going there with the objective of giving strength and moral support to all those victims of terror, victims of appeasement politics.
राजस्थान में इससे पहले मालपुरा में बहुसंख्यक हिंदुओं ने इसी तरीके के मोहल्लों से पलायन की शुरुआत करी। करौली में भी 7 परिवार जगह छोड़कर जा चुके हैं। देखिए जिस तरीके के हालात हैं और जो सबने उस जलती हुई करौली को देखा है, वो इस बात से कैसे इनकार करेंगे कि उनके पलायन को रोकने के लिए सरकार की कोई मंशा नहीं है, बल्कि सरकार तो इस तरीके के काम करने वालों को संरक्षण देती है। इसलिए हमारी चिंता थी, इसलिए हमारे सांसद ने वो सूची भी दी, 7 लोग आइडेंटिफाई भी हुए।
All right, in fact, Ashok Gehlot reacted a while ago saying that people from the BJP are just trying to come to the spot and spoil the atmosphere, far from trying to finally get the situation under control. He, in fact, has again said that the investigation is going as per the plan and people should quit politicizing. In fact, the hypocrisy is quite clear of the Rajasthan Sarkar, because it is the same dispensation that gave a free hand to rioters, as has been repeatedly exposed by Times Now investigations. 7 different investigations where we have shown you how Matloob Ahmad was in the midst, a man who is linked to the Congress was in the midst of the rioters. He, by the way, 11 days on has still not been arrested. We have even shown you how the police, yesterday the IG on our camera said the police were standing there, orders were very clear, पर उन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया. Despite that, Ashok Gehlot continues to say BJP is fomenting hate, and today when there is a Nyaya Yatra that was to be carried out, they were stopped in their tracks. Niti Jain, spokesperson of the BJP, joins us along with Rami Desai, political analyst, Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, Sumit Bhatt, also political analyst. Tehseen Poonawala, if somebody is going there for Nyay, why stop them?
In fact, Padmaja, if you check my Twitter timeline, I also spoke to the government of Rajasthan, to the officials, and this kind of, and I'm using this word with a lot of responsibility, this kind of poison will not be accepted. And I'm grateful that the Ashok Gehlot government stopped him. I'm only upset that they haven't thrown these people in jail on more serious charges. This is unacceptable. And I've told you repeatedly on your show, Padmaja, I've told you repeatedly, every single riot in the country that has taken place happens just before elections, and on the other side of the riot is the Bhartiya Janata Party. They foment trouble, they create riots, and then they go there and they spread poison. We, as long as we are alive, we will not allow India to. Because
today, Digvijay Singh, a former chief minister who comes from the party that you support, said that the only reason riots happen is if the chief minister wants them to happen. I'm guessing he was speaking about Mr. Gehlot.
He wasn't talking about Rajasthan, he was talking about
Why? Chief Minister of Rajasthan is not Chief Minister.
That's a very good point. Yeah, that's a very good point you raised.
So the rules
and
are
therefore I want to tell you.
But the rules in MP are different.
It's Mr. Digvijay Singh who said that I have been Chief Minister. I know अगर मुख्यमंत्री नहीं चाहते तो दंगे हो ही नहीं सकते. So Gehlot Sahab should get on a quick call with Digvijay Singh and ask him why he said that.
He's right. Digvijay Singh is right. I'm not denying it. If you want to speak, you can speak. Then I won't speak. No problem. You please speak, ma'am. But if you want my answer, then I'll give my answer. But don't interrupt me. Digvijay Singh is absolutely right. The Chief Minister of of Madhya Pradesh who comes from the BJP wanted riots in Madhya Pradesh. And that's what I'm trying to say. The BJP wants riots everywhere in the country. In Rajasthan, it's the BJP that wants riots. That's why they send these people there. The BJP wants riots in Karnataka. It wanted riots in Kerala. It wanted riots in West Bengal. The other side of the riots before elections is BJP. It happened in Delhi before elections. The BJP is a Jalao party.
Act of riot.
The Bharat Jalao party. And this political party must be banned.
State government. And yet you did nothing to stop those riots.
Jalao party. They are here to burn India. Because there are no jobs, you're giving people mobs.
MP and Rajasthan
because there are no jobs, you're giving people mobs.
Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi doing vulture politics are different. हम लोग तो फिर 12 दिन बाद गए थे सर. अगर आप 12 दिन में अपने प्रॉब्लम इज दैट
hyena politics.
Whose
You
problem
stoop
is
like
that?
a hyena to go and to feed
Would
on
you tell me
people's
Rahul
bodies.
Gandhi and Priyanka
You do
Gandhi
this
have been
everywhere.
vultures so far?
Okay, just to be clear, Mr. Poonawalla, you are saying that if a crisis happens, I just want to be clear about the definition of vulture politics. If there is a tragedy and people go to visit, it's vulture politics.
No. What I'm trying to say is what
So if there is a tragedy and the BJP goes to visit, it's vulture politics.
No. What I'm trying to say is the BJP follows the textbook. I'll be very brief.
I'm asking you simply. You said this is vulture politics. I'm asking you what is the definition of vulture politics?
Vulture politics in 2 lines. Please give me that liberty.
Yes.
I would have finished. Within 6 months to a year before any election, the BJP and its goons foment Hindu-Muslim problems.
Tejasvi Poonawalla, that is not applicable. Every 6 months there are elections in our country.
Yes,
I mean, you know, this is neither here nor there. Okay, let's please be specific. Let's please be specific. My simple question to you is, why stop somebody when you go to Hathras? It is supposed to be a massive flame of justice that is being, you know, born by the flag bearers and the torch bearers. Then when the Bhartiya Janata Party goes to a state where you are in power, then it's vulture politics. How?
I explained that in 1 line. Because in Hathras, Srimati Priyanka Gandhi, or in Lakhimpuri, Srimati Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi did not remove a yatra. They went to meet the deceased. Here this guy is removing a yatra, a nyaya yatra. That is to show that there was injustice done to remove a yatra and to polarize society. That is the difference.
Okay, now respond Niti Jain. If you want to go, you should just reach. You should not do a yatra. Niti Jain.
What is this nyaya yatra?
No, so you should have given them an option, na? You should have told them कि आप 5 लोग चले जाओ. You not allowed the entire delegation.
The DM told them this. 144 was moved.
And my right problem, Tehseen, let me
speak. But I'm just clarifying. The DM told them, please go and meet the victims.
He was supposed to be given that option. He was not given that option. He was arrested.
This is on record.
The point is that after 12 days, if your law and order is still not in control, whose issue is that? And the riots, you're saying BJP. भैया riots में हमने बोला था कि जाकर पत्थर बरसाओ वहाँ पर. उनके घर के अंदर पत्थर थे. PFI had given the government the letter. And still the government did nothing about that law and order. It is very convenient for you to sit on channels and say it is the BJP that is responsible, but you will not take care of the law and order in the state. And whose problem is that? Please tell me that.
Whose problem is Delhi, Madhya Pradesh,
Karnataka? The rules in MP are different and the rules
without getting into whataboutery, I want to ask you, Rami Desai, do you agree? Maybe we can actually evolve a handbook of yatras over here and reach a consensus about when you want to visit victims of communal violence where the main accused is still on the run despite the fact that he is on camera in the midst of the riots. You should not carry out a yatra. You should just paradrop.
Good evening, Padmaja. Absolutely, you know, but I'd like to say something that it's very evident here what is happening, you know, even Tehseen, my friend who is making this great defense for his party, you know, should understand that it's very obvious to everybody that Congress has always and only ever played politics of appeasement, and they have only ever chosen sides based on religion, as they have done now. So in that context, this Nyaya Yatra, the people that they were going to go and show solidarity with and show support with are not victims for them. You see, I will tell you why I'm right here, is because when we talk about law and order, the full force of police came out, you know, to control law and order because this yatra was going to take place. But law and order did not make a difference to them. It was not a priority for them when they received information that something on communal lines was going to erupt. Law and order was not an issue of priority for them when they allowed sticks and stones to be collected. Law and order was not an issue of priority for them when these stones were pelted out of Anshu Khan's gymnasium, while the police, which, mind you, comes under the Home Department, and we know who is responsible for that, was standing there like mere bystanders. Law and order was not a priority for them when the DGP of Rajasthan Police made a statement saying that the body language of the victims was objectionable. Do you see the message that has gone out to people? How is this acceptable that a message goes out to the victims that this is their fault, that the people who assaulted them are not to be held responsible? Does this not put them in a position of fear? Does this not put other communities also in a position of fear where they question what is the law and order of the state? But
what
today,
is the law and order, and the entire garrison of policemen who were there today to stop this Nyaya Yatra should instead, don't you think, be redeployed to catch Anshu Khan? To catch Matloob, for heaven's sake,
Padmaja,
who is in the FIR but is still absconding. It's been 11 days.
No. Padmaja, first let me remind you, nobody, we are not here to protect the action or the unfortunate incident which happened few days back. But my friend, the Honorable MP, Tejasvi Surya, has become a dangai neta. He has just tried to politicize the situation, and this yatra had to be stopped. Whereas I wanted to clarify that yatra was not banned completely.
No, other than your convictions about why somebody has to be stopped, what is the reason he should be stopped?
Of course, because they were igniting the communal tension in the situation. They had visited Sawai Mansingh.
The law and order, how is that politicizing the matter? No, it is the job of the opposition to ask what has happened and why the law and order has suffered so far. So if we do that, you have different yardsticks for the BJP and the Congress, and that is your problem. You will not do anything about the people who are inciting violence. You will blame the victims, and that is what the Congress has been doing. Sir, आपको तो terrorism में भी हिंदू दिखाई दे रहा था. Why did you do nothing about the PFI letter that was sent to the government? Why was the law and order not there?
Leave everything. I want you to actually listen to what the IG said yesterday. You know, the alacrity with which the police acted today. You'd be surprised, Tehseen Poonawala. Yesterday, the IG on our sting camera said very clearly, police ने कुछ नहीं किया. Order तो दिए हुए थे. IG Law and Order has given a 3-page direction on what should be done. Police ने कुछ नहीं किया. आज पुलिस ने सब कुछ किया. तहसीन पूनावाला.
I'm going to ask you two simple questions, and I want you, and please do not censor me. I'm not going to use the word. This song, Mullah Madar, I'm not going to finish the word. Is who's producing these songs? The songs that are being played.
Okay. No, I'll explain. No, this is very unfair, Tehseen. You come and you say these things on national TV without any iota of proof that this has indeed been said in Karauli. I am showing you on camera proof of how the IG is saying कुछ नहीं किया. वहां लोग पत्थर मार रहे थे. I can show you proof of how stones were being pelted. I am showing you on camera proof of Matloob Ahmed in the middle of a mob. And then you come and say these things. This is not okay.
I want to answer it, but I accept, even if I accept this point of yours, and these abusive forms, you say is not the BJP's fault. Who's giving them petrol bombs? Who's giving them swords? But I want to make one more point to you. Who's
giving Matloob Ahmed swords? Are you saying the BJP is giving Matloob Ahmed swords?
I'm accepting your point, Padmaja. Please allow me to finish. I accept your point on this corporator. This guy should be behind jail. But just because this corporator supported the Congress, you're blaming the Congress rightfully. Then what about the BJP Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh who's the riot accused? Why is he Chief Minister?
I'm saying no such thing. I am asking you a simple question that the alacrity with which the cops are acting today, they themselves admitted yesterday कि हमने कुछ नहीं किया. Why is all your karna reserved for people who are at the barricade, but not for those who are in a mob?
I am agreeing with you that the cops failed in preventing the riots in Rajasthan, just like Amit Shah failed in Delhi, Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka. And therefore,
so in Delhi, Amit Shah failed, but in Rajasthan, the cops failed.
No, Ashok Gehlot failed. Karnataka Bomai failed. Shivraj Singh Chauhan failed in Madhya Pradesh.
Great what you guys have been saying, Padmaja, कि अगर बीजेपी रूल स्टेट में प्रॉब्लम है तो भी बीजेपी की दिक्कत है और उनकी स्टेट में प्रॉब्लम है तो भी बीजेपी की गलती है. But they will not answer why.
So you're saying Ashok Gehlot failed? That is exactly what the BJP said today, and that is why they wanted to go. Why stop them?
It should have been stricter. I'm not denying it. This is the textbook of the BJP, that you create riots, then you remove these yatras, you polarize, and you get electoral benefits.
Okay, Ravi Desai.
Who created riots? Did we go and put stones in their houses? Did BJP go and put stones in these people's houses?
I think Padmaja Tehseen is just going round in circles. Wasn't he the one who at the outset of the debate said, oh, BJP is playing vulture politics, that this is the entire game plan by the BJP? So Tehseen has to stop going in circles and be clear himself as to who is he putting the blame on. Because clearly in the case of Rajasthan, there has been complete inaction, complete disinterest by the Ashok Gehlot government, you know, and Ashok Gehlot is directly responsible for what the police has not done or the kind of statements that the police is making, which leaves the Hindu community with zero trust in the government, and not just in Rajasthan but everywhere else. Because what is the message that has gone out, Tehseen? The message that has gone out is Jai Shri Ram. Calling out Jai Shri Ram is meant to be responded with sticks and stones and abuses and insult and humiliation.
And here's the thing, that even if it is proven that there were provocative slogans, and so far there is no proof of that, even if it is proven, then the IG Law and Order said very clearly it was incumbent on the police to have stopped those provocative slogans. It was said in black and white, and if that didn't happen, then guess who has to answer for that failure? Again, the police, जिसने कुछ नहीं किया. So, if we are talking about vulture politics, let's get the definition of that right, and whether keeping people away asking for nyay is trying to cover up the truth. Thanks very much, both gentlemen, Rami Desai, Niti Jain, for joining me.